Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Snowrunner, where we're traversing the very tricky terrain this game has to offer as we go about completing all the regional objectives. Today we're in a brand new region. Allow me to introduce you to the Yukon. Wow, look at that greenery. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have said goodbye to the frozen tundra, that icy cold wasteland that was the KOLA Peninsula, and we say hello to the flooded foothills here in the Yukon in Canada. And today basically we're going to be exploring and going through and doing a bit of some of the missions in preparation for some of these regional objective missions that we have to carry out today. As you can see, let's jump into our map and have a look at those regional objectives. We got two of them. One is to construct the ore processing plant, and number two is to start the gold mining. And if we jump into our map, we'll have a look at those contracts that we have to do. There's only one company, Gold Horse Mining, and if we click on them, you'll see all the missions that are labeled with that globe icon that we have to carry out in order to complete those regional objectives. Real quick, if you guys enjoy this sort of content, please do leave a like down below, and if you're not subscribed, do consider subscribing. It would really help me out a lot. It's a little bit convoluted with these regional objective missions for this particular region, and keeping that in mind, we might have to do a fair amount of episodes for this region in order to complete them. To give you an example, when we click on this first one, the one labeled final check, you'll see a number of prerequisites that we have to carry out. However, in order to carry out those prerequisites, we have to complete another mission as well. For example, the prerequisite factory main block and reservoirs and sewage treatment. If we go and click on those missions, you will see we have to complete the one labeled cargo crafting. Now, before we go ahead and look at cargo crafting, I do want to direct your attention to these 6 missions here. These are also contributing towards the regional objective, but they're a little bit convoluted, hence why I preface this by saying we might have to do a fair amount of episodes for this region. So I hope you guys will stick around for the near future as we go about completing these missions, because when you click on all of these 6 missions, you will see the reward is gold mining started. So if I click on every single one of them, it's the same reward. So I'm a little bit confused as to which one actually gets me that reward of ticking off the regional objective of the gold mining started. I've looked online, I've actually asked the question a couple of times on Reddit, and there seems to be a mixed bag of answers. Some people say they're not sure, some people say you have to do all of them and it's a progressive objective that you need to complete all of these missions in order to complete that in order to tick off that objective entirely. But one thing that I did see online that people were mentioning is to leave these conveyor belt missions to the very end and to pay close attention to how I go about doing this very last mission labeled reinvigorating the old mines. This one is quite a doozy. I remember one person in particular who commented on my Reddit post said that they took them over 40 hours of gameplay, which is insane, but you do get a fair amount of reward in terms of the cash. $49,000, that is incredible, but they might have been exaggerated as to how long it takes to do this mission, but we'll see how it goes. Hence why I've said this region may take a fair bit of time, but for today we're going to be completing the prerequisite mission. We need to unlock all of these other missions, and that is the one labeled cargo crafting. Let's click on it, see what we have to do. Looks like we have to deliver one cabin to the hangar. Let's have a quick look. So it's all the way down here. As you guys can see, I've gone about and I've looked and explored a fair bit. I've discovered all the watchtowers that need to be discovered, but there is still a fair amount of undiscovered land, so as to say, places where I haven't gone physically yet, which, you know, as we go about this region in the next few episodes, we'll see how we go. But for now, let's just go ahead and start tracking this one. I already accepted it, and let's head on down there, shall we? Okay, so here we go. We fire up our scout vehicle. Today we're in the International Lodestar 1700. This scout has surprisingly surprised me, for lack of better words. I was genuinely surprised by how it performed. I tried coming up here with the Ford F750. I had the race suspension. I hadn't found the more powerful engine, which I felt like would have helped a bit better, but I don't know, I kept getting bogged down with that one, and I had a lot of trouble getting up here. We might have some trouble getting down through here as well. It's very precarious. I thought that watchtower would be a nice place to start, and yeah, very, very scenic, you know. Oh, took a bit of damage. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Oh, I thought I put that into reverse. Let's take it back a little bit. No, we seem to be stuck, a little bit beached. That's okay. Oh, here we go. I don't know how we're going to navigate this. Might put it into low, minus. There we go. This is why I'm extremely impressed with it just as I get stuck. Oh, it happens. It happens. There we go. I've just been extremely impressed with the way it's able to tackle this sort of tricky, rocky terrain. I've got off-road tires on it, so it's not the best when it comes to ice. There is some ice sections around here. We might see if we can go around through this part here, because what we'll have to do is we will have to go back to our garage, and we will have to jump into another truck. Oh, that was... Oh, do the emergency winch. There you go. Almost flipped it over there. There is one thing that I have been looking at online when I've been asking the question about these missions, and one thing I've noticed in my research is that people tend to like the more, you know, like to see people driving and how they go about completing missions. So I'm hoping, you know, as we continue along with this series, I'll see how I go about with my editing style, and make it a little bit more, you know, inclusive of the driving. I do tend to do a bit of jump cuts so far when it comes to these episodes, just because I'm trying to keep them to about 30 to 40 minutes, which is probably half or even dare I say a third of the time it takes sometimes to complete any of these contracts that are in this game, because they are quite extensive. This game in general is very, very extensive. But yeah, so we'll see how we go. I'll see about keeping more of the driving in the video, just so you guys can enjoy it, as well as, you know, leave your feedback as well. Tell me how you would tackle a particular mission in terms of the route you would take personally. Ooh, okay, probably should back this up a bit and yeah, go a little bit to the right. Oh no, we good. There we go. Oh, easy, Jace. There we go. Alright, okay. It gets very tricky sometimes in those sort of situations, and it's always sometimes best to just let your truck just coast down without necessarily accelerating, and just control its descent with the brake. I am, of course, using a keyboard, so I don't know about you guys, but I don't know. I just feel like a steering wheel would be cool to have, but for my setup, it might be a little bit overkill. But yeah, I'm just so impressed with how this Lodestar is operating. Okay, let me just see. I have to cut to the left here to get to the main road. I'm really excited about the latest announcement by the Snowrunner devs, and that is Season 7, I believe. Season 7 is coming out. The Compete and Conquest, I believe. Compete and Conquer, maybe. You guys can correct me in the comments, but yeah, there's going to be racing and all sorts of new content added to the game, so I'm really excited about that. Really excited to check those out when it gets released. I believe at the end of this month, May 31st, if I'm not mistaken. So it is going to be absolutely incredible to see the addition of racing in this game, and I think it already exists in sort of a pseudo racing form. I believe one of the if I'm not mistaken, actually, one of the trials that's actually back up at the watchtower I was at. This one here labeled down. It is some sort of racing mission where you have to essentially complete some sort of, I don't know, a course or a race within a specified time. So it's got to be interesting. And yeah, so let's just jump in to our garage. We have to go down here. Okay, so here we are in our truck. This is the ANK MK38 or Mark 38. Hopefully that's correct. Now, I really don't know what I'm meant to do with this cargo crafting mission besides what the game has told me. I know I've done a little bit of research into this region, but I haven't really looked into how to complete these missions that specific, because I do want to discover it for myself for the first time, and if you guys as well, if you haven't played this game, I want you to come along with me for this journey. And so we'll see how we go. I've equipped with the largest trailer possible with this particular truck. This is the military version. There is a civilian version which allows you to have other sort of frame add-ons, but this one you're stuck with the sideboard trailer. And it seems I guess because you can't attach a saddle high or whatever type of saddle, you can't really connect a 5-slot trailer, because I'm assuming, considering this is a cabin of sorts, it's got to be big, you know, probably the size of a container. So hopefully a 4-slot trailer like this ramped trailer will be enough for us. I'm really impressed with this truck when I first tested it out, especially with the civilian version. It's just got so much power, you know, it just plows through the terrain like it's nothing. I feel like I've said this for every single truck, but there are certain trucks where I feel like this is a piece of rubbish. But this one is definitely not that. It is quite incredible. The only caveat to this is the fact that you are stuck with this sideboard trailer. No crane add-ons, no other type of add-ons for this, at least the military version, that is. And even with the civilian version, there isn't a whole lot of frame add-ons available to it. It is just basically a maintenance frame add-on and a saddle high, and I think 1 or 2 more. There's no real, you can't actually add a, I don't think that even has the option for a sideboard add-on as well as a flatbed add-on. So it's a little bit sort of what you gain in terms of performance, you lane in terms of you lose rather lame you lose in terms of functionality. But the biggest caveat I would say with these trucks is the fuel consumption. As you can see, 200 liters, not a lot. Well, it might be a lot for, say, a scout vehicle such as the Tatarin from Russia, but that you know, it really sips the fuel. This is chugging it at the moment. We're already drunk through 30 liters, and we're probably not even a third of the way there yet. So we'll see how we go with this. This particular puddle is a bit of a doozy if you decide to go through it. You can just go to the left here a little bit and sort of circumvent it, and yeah, just completely bypass it. But if you want to get your tires muddy, by all means, go ahead. I did try to in my exploration, I found this this trailer that you have to recover and deliver it to the farm just up the road from here. I tried all sorts of ways, although it was just with my scout vehicles. I tried to recover it, no dice. It was just a pain, so maybe that's something we'll leave for the future. We'll come back and try and recover that. This particular area, you do get bogged down a fair bit, but luckily the the game designers haven't made it entirely tricky, because you do have access to all these you know, fallen down trees that you can easily winch onto, which you might do actually just to ease the weight of us using our engine and burning through our fuel. So see how we go. Should be able to just drag ourselves across without needing engine power, but I think we might reach our limit there with the winch. There we go. But yeah, I'm so glad to to be away from the KOLA Peninsula. That place just, I don't know about you guys, but it just made me feel depressed. It is quite a depressing region. Just the frozen wasteland it is. It is so depressing to drive in. So cold, so chilly. There's a bit of snowfall in here in the flooded foothills in the Yukon as well, but it makes up for it with all this luscious greenery all around us. So yeah, I'm glad to be at a place where there's there's a little bit more greenery, less ice and white snow to have to deal with. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys prefer? Do you prefer mud or snow? You know, or do you prefer ice? Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. This is another area that you could probably circumvent by sticking to the rocks on the left-hand side, but I've been able to traverse it without any issues so far. Although we might be getting bogged down at the very last section of that. Here we go. Alright. I was very encouraged when I posted on Reddit, and people who commented on my posts asking about where they can find me on YouTube, and I replied, of course, and there's people replying back by saying they look forward to me tackling this terrain, and it's just so encouraging and humbling to see that there are people out there who are interested. So yeah, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, do consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. It's getting a little bit foggy as well. We might turn our lights on soon. Now, in terms of our fuel, I feel like we've leveled off a little bit, and luckily, just on the other side of this, there is a fuel station, so that's pretty awesome. Let's have a quick look at the interior of this A&K. Very utilitarian, very military, and the civilian version is not that different from this either. But yeah, it's definitely derivative from American design. Very different to what you would see with the Russian trucks. So yeah, alright, so I believe there's a fuel station here just up ahead to our left. To our right here, we're passing the farm where we would have to deliver that trailer that is stuck in the river a couple of bridges back. Here is the fuel station. Awesome. One thing about this region, now that I come to this area, it's not that it's the trickiness of its terrain, because it's not really that new to anyone who would have gone through the previous regions like Taymyr or even the KOLA Peninsula. But one thing in particular about this, which I sort of experienced a little bit in Taymyr, and that is limited resources. So some of these missions, they require you to transport a large number of different materials and resources, but they are scattered across throughout the region. There's various derelict buildings where you can actually scavenge the resources from, but it is limited, so you can only get, say, 2 sets of wooden planks from one particular location, and so on and so forth. There are particular locations where it is unlimited, so I believe the factory just down the road from the garage when you're heading south, it is unlimited when it comes to metal beams, but there is a number of other cargo items there as well, such as bricks and I think metal coils, but those are limited. There's only a limited number of them, I think about 6 or so for the larger items and 1 or 2 for the more sort of smaller items. So it's something to keep in mind, and it is something that I saw online when I was doing research on this region, and it really made me think about how I should be approaching these missions a little bit more methodically, and really strategize how to make sure that I have cargo at the right location in order to not to limit going back and forth to all those locations where the particular cargo is unlimited. Because I believe, for example, these fallen rocks, which is what really reminded me about this particular point I'm talking on, is you need to deliver consumables. Now, you can pick up these consumables quite easily from the railway station, no problem at all. We are really going really slow here. I might use our winch again. Yeah, you can pick them up from the railway station, no problem, but there is only 2 available at the railway station, and you only require 2 to complete this side mission or contract. But the problem there is, once you take those consumables from the railway station, that's it, they're no more there, and if you want to get hold of them, you have to go to a different location. So it's a little bit tricky, because if you were to get to a mission that's close by, especially I keep calling them missions, but contracts that are close by that need that consumable cargo, you'd have to drive all the way to a different location in order to get it. So it's all about sort of planning that out. I believe there is a location further out to the west of this map, of this sub-region, where you can get consumables and it's unlimited. So I was thinking potentially to go over there and pick up the consumables and come back here, rather than picking up the consumables from the railway station, which would probably hinder us, assuming there are missions in the near future in and around here that would require us to deliver consumables. So okay, there we go, we made it. Use the railway tracks, do a little bit of a drift as we go about. I wonder if maybe there is a mod that exists out there where you can turn your wheels into railway wheels. Oh, that's not gonna work. There we go. Alright, almost crashed into those railway cars. But yeah, as I was saying, so I will try to include a little bit more driving in these episodes going forward. Hopefully they won't be any longer. I'll try and still keep it to that 30-40 minute mark, just to keep the episodes just to keep them a bit more streamlined. There are particular points in the video when I'm filming where I don't have anything to talk about. It's just, and it's not something that's just in the videos. I feel like that is just me in general. My personality is very much introverted, and I do feel like I don't have things to talk about sometimes, and when it comes to social situations especially, it gets quite awkward, at least for me. And so yeah, I don't know about you guys. I feel like the last thing you want to sit there and watch is just a truck driving without talking. I don't know, maybe you guys would like that. Okay, there's the little scout cat that we'll have to use as well sooner or later. Alright, open storehouse. This is new. Oh, there's the cargo. Oh, sorry, there's the cabin. So, okay. So in order to do this, we will need to get 1 cargo container and 2 wooden planks. So that is another thing with this region, is they have cargo storehouses or crafting zones rather. And basically, you can store cargo in the storehouse, and you can then craft as indicated by this little gear icon, and it tells you what you can craft. Okay, so so there's 2 things that we need to construct this, or rather craft the cabins, and that is the shipping container or cargo container rather, and 2 wooden planks. Now, I spent the better part of 10 minutes scratching my head trying to figure out where exactly are the cargo containers located. I went all the way up here, back with my Lodestar, trying to find anywhere that would have the cargo container, because I thought it'd be in some part of this grey area of the map that I haven't discovered yet. Turns out I was wrong. It's right here at the railway station, just down the road from where we craft. So if you click on that, you can see storage zone at the railway station. You get cargo containers. Now, my only concern is this gonna fit? Yes, it is. Excellent. And we only need to worry about 2 slots for that one. That's really good, actually. So what am I do? Because technically wooden planks, hopefully they shouldn't take up too much. Okay, there we go. Because what I might do, instead of dragging this trailer around, is sort of park it up here. So, yeah, a bit of my idiocy shining there. Shining brightly for you guys and entertainment. But then again, I'm sure we've all had moments while playing this game. So we've got 1 cargo container, that is good, and then we just got to go and grab 2 wooden planks. So yeah, it is, like I said, in this region, a lot of limited resources. Not every single resource is available in a unlimited manner, so you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful how you go about planning your missions. Because after we deliver this cargo container, man, this thing boogies. It's so fast. Oh, look at this. We are running out of fuel though. Oh, uh-oh, there's our old nemesis, the the tree stump. Oh, that's a throwback from a few episodes back when we were back in. I said the word back there a whole lot of times. As you can see, I'm very nervous when it comes to making these videos, especially thinking about the way I'm talking. Open storehouse. Okay, so let's go ahead and store, shall we? Can we... Loading platform, what can we do here? Okay, unloading cargo. So we can store 1. And then... Yeah, so that's to store. The down arrow, up arrow is to load, and then the gear icon is for crafting. Okay, so we've dropped the cargo container, and now we need to go and get some wooden planks. So I believe we can just go up here, just for the sake of this episode, and not sort of dragging this out a little bit. Can I click on that? What happened to it? There we go. I think it's up here. Wood framing, that's right, there we go. There's 2 wooden planks just up here. So let's go grab those, shall we? I am running very low on fuel, so I might need to siphon some from this guy. Refuel. Oh, we'll take 50 liters, that should be enough. Whoops. There we go. But yeah, just have to be very careful, because when it comes to these resources being limited, if you, I mean, as far as I'm aware, if you don't use them effectively or strategically, you do end up having to drive back and forth, and you end up, losing time, and yeah, it becomes very convoluted when it comes to completing these missions or contracts. I keep saying missions. So, but yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think of these videos so far. Is there anything I can improve on? Anything I can add? I'm still waiting on dabbling with mods. I haven't gotten around to doing that, quite simply because I'm a little bit scared. I'm scared of breaking the game. So we'll see how we go. Maybe in the near future we will have a look at some mods, because I'm always wondering, do they install directly into your current game save? Do they affect the state of your game save? So I'm very much a little bit anxious about diving into mods yet. Something that I will have to do a little bit more research on. One thing I am always self-conscious about when it comes to YouTube videos in general is my voice. I'm always wondering, is my voice interesting enough, to keep you guys watching the videos? So yeah, let me know, in terms of feedback, how do you guys think you would improve this series? How would you add to it? What would you remove from it? Would you remove me talking? Let me know. Let me know. Sometimes I feel like I talk too much and I just repeat words and I ramble. And again, that's just who I am in my personality. I'm very introverted, so when it comes to situations like this where I'm recording myself for the public, I turn into a nervous mess. Okay, I think we can go up through here. It can't be, because where would that go? Maybe that'll go up and around, back to the same road. But yeah, I'm very nervous about actually picking these wooden planks up from here, because what if we need them for a future mission and we have to just go somewhere else? Okay, oops, handbrake on, cargo management. Oh, thank goodness we didn't have to. Thank goodness we didn't need the trailer. Okay, 2 wooden planks done, whoops. And let's turn it around, shall we? Let's just drive around. And why not the rest of this trip back to the crafting zone? Let's just stick with our cockpit view, shall we? Or POV view. Here we go, first person view, I suppose. I had a quick thought actually earlier when I was spending those 10 minutes or so trying to figure out where the cargo containers was, is that one particular comment came to mind when I was looking on the Snowrunner subreddit, and that was people did seem to not like the way the lighting has been designed into the game. They think it's a little bit too bright. I sort of concur with this. Sometimes they can be astronomically bright, almost as bright as a collapsed sun. It's that bright sometimes. I find a little bit, humorous and kind of cool in a way, but at the same time, I sort of agree. And one thing that did come to mind when I was driving that Lodestar around, trying to find these cargo containers, was that I had equipped it with a searchlight. Now, this searchlight is fixed. It turns on with all the other lights, and I don't know why there is no functionality, as far as I'm aware, to, sort of change the direction of that searchlight individually, outside of the other lights. And I was thinking, well, one way they could incorporate that, again, depends if the game devs and the game designers are looking at this video, but yeah, one way I feel like they could sort of add that functionality is, especially if you're playing with keyboard and mouse, they could add the direction of the spotlight to the mouse. So, depending on where you're looking, I apologize to anyone who has motion sickness from this movement right now, but from moving the mouse around like this, that could articulate the searchlight. What do you guys think? Is that a good idea? I think it makes sense. We're down to 70 liters of fuel. Will we be able to complete this mission? That is the one thing, as I've said with this truck, the ANKs, the Mark 38s, that is, they will they drink fuel like crazy. Okay, here we go. I love the sounds of trucks hissing when they come to a stop. It's so cool. Okay, so unload 2 wooden planks. Excellent. Now 1 cabin. Craft. Where do I get? Oh, okay, there we go. 1 cabin. Excellent. So we crafted that, and you only need 2 slots. Excellent. I am so happy about that. We don't need that trailer, but it's always good to be prepared. Again, I haven't done the most amount of research when it comes to the game in general and the contracts, just because I want to find out and discover them for the first time myself. We'll just hang to the left and take the railway tracks again, just because I don't want to get bogged down in that awful mess that is to the right hand side. Okay, here we go. Oh, bit of a drift. We're definitely top heavy, so good chance we may flip over, but hopefully, like that. Oh, we got it. Oh my goodness. We almost lost that. Wow. Wow, we almost lost that. Okay, I gotta settle down. I have to settle down. That was... I've seen the memes. I see them everywhere when it comes to this game, you know. It's, I think the one meme that I constantly keep seeing is the one with Mr. Incredible. There we go. It's happening again. I think I might just get off the train tracks, you know. But yeah, the one meme I keep seeing is the one of Mr. Incredible smiling with the caption, driving at a, you know, reasonable speed, and then, or a relatively slow speed, and then the right next to it is the same picture of Mr. Incredible, but sort of, you know, that distorted black and white version, and that is the with the caption above that states driving at ludicrous speed or whatever it is. So that was very poignant. Besides basically what I was doing there was just, you know, just give it the full send and hopefully you don't tip over. But thank goodness for the winch. The quick winch is always helpful. Okay, we could probably turn in here like that and pull in. There we go. Cargo management and unload. Done. Accept that. Accept those rewards. Whew. That was yeah, it was a little bit tiring, but not too bad. Now we can have a look at our map. And as you can see, all of those missions are now available to us, except for final check. We still have to do those prerequisites, which is to complete the factory main block, factory reservoirs, and factory sewage treatment contracts. But all of these other ones are available to us. But we will see how we go about for that. But as for this episode, I think that's where we will leave it for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. You know, leave a like down below, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Or do consider subscribing. Either way, it helps me out a lot. And, you know, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think, how I can improve the series. Let me know how you would go about completing these missions. And hopefully next episode we will get into all of those regional objective missions, along with some of those prerequisites that are still left behind, or left over rather. But yeah, until then, take care of yourselves, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.